Hello people of God, and welcome back to the channel. I am Kennedy. If you are new here, hello, and if you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. Thank you guys so much for the support. I'm always very grateful for you guys. I'm just showing support. And if you haven't already, please make sure that you're subscribed to the channel so you don't miss out on any faith-based or Christian content here on this channel. We are on the road to 2,000 subscribers, y'all, and I know we're gonna get there. So you guys are wondering why I have on this apron today. I am painting at my friend's shop. Let's go ahead and get into the word. So we are in the Esther series, and today we are going to be closing it out. The book of Esther is relatively short, so I believe that God is really calling me to make this last video just to touch base on the actual book of Esther and closing out the fast. I feel like when I say closing out the fast, just the reason for the fast, Esther fast. So if you are here from the Esther fast, then you can understand exactly a little bit more about why Esther did the fast and everything that was going on. So it's kind of just a closing out of the entire book of Esther. So Esther chapter 10 is where the author goes ahead and closes out the entire book. At this point, we know that obviously Haman is no longer with us, and after that, a quick summary, the king asked Esther what else she wanted, and she said to have his sons on the pole. And at that point, his sons were killed and Mordecai was made to be second in charge. So chapter 10 is basically closing out everything and summarizing it, and I believe that is a good way to end it because it really gives you a clear view of exactly what happened and why it happened the way it did. I think that that was a perfect way to close it out, because literally in the last few lines it says that everything worked out how it was supposed to, because Mordecai spoke for the Jews and did it for the welfare of his people. So that was very important that he did that, because I was just sitting here thinking, and I asked God to go ahead and give me, excuse me guys, not my allergies, but asked God to go ahead and give me a clear word today of what he wanted me to take away from that. What he revealed to me is that we must follow his instructions down to exactly what he has planned, because if Mordecai would have never spoke up against Haman, his people literally would have been gone. Like literally all the Jews would have been gone. And it's just very important that you follow through what exactly God has planned for you. When he uses you, you have to follow his plan to a T, because that's a very pivotal point of the story. But at that time, you know what I mean, Mordecai had to choose between risking his life for his people or just following in a chain of commandment and in line and just hoping for the best. You know what I mean? And it's interesting enough, even how it played out with the other guards trying to kill the king and him telling the king, all of that is very pivotal, because I think that we listen to these stories and we don't think about every decision that person had to make to compare that to our lives. And I'm not saying it's a comparison, but what I'm saying is, when you are trying to be more Christ-like, when you're trying to understand the word and live according to the word as much as you can, it's very important to understand that every decision is a pivotal point to either choosing what God has destined for you or choosing what the world has destined for you. So I think that was a perfect way to end that, because Mordecai chose his people every time. He didn't just choose his people in the beginning, and then when it was time to come down, he decided, I'm not going to do right by my people. I'm going to seek back my revenge. I'm going to go handle Haman by myself. He didn't do that. He stuck with his word. He stuck with what was supposed to happen, what was good. And that's how everything turned out the way it was supposed to turn out, because he really had that plan, that clear instruction, and he did it and he followed through. And every decision he made thereafter showed how much he was really committed to making sure that his people would not cease to exist. So I want to relate that back to us, like I said, as far as making sure that we are making conscious decisions every day. It's never going to be perfect, but what I'm saying is, when we are presented with sin and we're presented with temptation, I need us to think about how this one decision impacts us, even if it doesn't feel like it's that much or mean that much to us. just think about how this sin impacts the overall journey. And I was listening to a woman, and she mentioned how, think about it, let's say it takes you 30 days to break a habit. I think it's about 21 days, or to form or break a habit. Let's just say it's 30 days. The day you decide that you're not going to do a habit, you got to count down 30 days. The one day that you decide that you're going to go ahead and do whatever habit you're trying to break, you got to start those 30 days over. So think about it in your mind like that. Think about every conscious decision you make. Is this adding or is it taking away from the outcome that I'm trying to receive? Okay, so if you are trying to quit smoking, let's say today you are deciding, I feel like smoking, I really want to smoke. You have the choice today not to smoke. But understand that starts everything over. You have to make the conscious decision every day and try not to smoke. Try not to do the vices and the habits that you're trying to get away from. You have to make that conscious decision. Now, are you going to fall? Yes. But as long as you understand that there's consequences behind what you do, and that you're going to try to do better the next time. And once you figure out a habit is a habit, then it's no longer a habit, it's a choice. So that is the reason why I'm saying what I'm saying, is because we need to break these habits and we need to follow the instructions and try our best to follow them as planned, because you never know why God is doing what he's doing until it's past. So with that being said, whatever habit, whatever plan God has for you, whatever you need to do and whatever you don't need to do, it needs to be clear, and you need to make that conscious decision every single day that you're going to either do it or you're not going to do something. Okay, it's hard, but it's not that hard when you look at it like that. When you're trying to quit doing something, like when you're trying to quit falling into sin, you just have to make the conscious decision that you don't want to sin anymore. And every temptation you have to sit there and think about, is this for your greater good? Is this going to please God? Is this going to be something that you're proud of tomorrow? Think about things like that. That is how you make a change. And then when it's something that you're supposed to be doing that you haven't started, think about how you could just start today, even if it's hard. If you start today, it's easier the next time than it is if you never started. If you're supposed to be going back to school and you think it's just so hard, that first day of class is going to seem like it's the worst thing in the world. Oh my goodness, I don't know anything. I haven't been to school in 20 years. I'm not going to know math. I'm not going to know all these different things. And I guarantee you by the end of that semester, you're going to be like, wow, this was a breeze. You know what I mean? You have to make the conscious decision to start. And that is how you complete God's plan for you, is by starting. And if you're trying to close out your life with the enemy, you have to choose not to do it. It's simple. It's hard. It may be tough because you are falling into sin, or you have fear and anxiety. But once you realize you can handle it, you can do it, everything works out for your greater good. I love you, people of God. Most importantly, God loves you. I will see y'all in my next video. If you enjoyed the series, please let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up. I will see y'all in my next video. Y'all take care. Good night. Bye.